So hello wonderful people, thank you so much for coming again to watch my video. I really appreciate you. And today I wanted to address why or how Asian people manage to stay slim, and probably just give you a couple of tips on how they lose their weight. So I've done a video of how amazing Chinese food is, and yes, I'm in China and I can tell you that the food is amazing. Yes, there's just so much to eat. But now the problem is, I find that foreigners, when they come here, there's always a high chance that they will get some extra weight. But at the same time, Chinese people don't gain weight as much. So now I was trying to figure out how exactly they manage to escape from this wonderful food. So some people might just say Chinese people just generally have narrow frames, which is true, yes, but also there's just these little factors that just make losing weight for them easier, or maintaining their weight easier without just trying too much. So for example, for starters, in China there's that specific time where people have their meals. Like for example, if it's breakfast time, everybody knows it's breakfast. Lunchtime, it's usually around 12 o'clock. I mean, no, not around, it's exactly 12 o'clock. Dinner time happens at 6 o'clock, and this is for the whole country. So it just means like everything stops and people are just focusing on their meals. Now, if you think about your life, how often do you maintain your schedule for lunch? Now, what does this do to you exactly? You will find yourself multitasking, probably maybe just doing this because it's 3 o'clock, you have to work because you are late. I mean, we like to just grab our meals on the go. We like to grab our meals at a convenient time for us, which finally makes us overeat. How does it make us overeat? Let's say you're just not focusing on your food, you're just watching your favorite program, then you will just find you've just gobbled just too much food before you realize. And this doesn't give your brain some time to register that you're already full. So I find this thing this timekeeping thing really helpful for them to lose weight. So when you're in China, just know breakfast time is breakfast time, lunch time is 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, do not be late. Now guys, you all know that Chinese people use chopsticks as their eating tools, and it doesn't matter how good you are, even if you are pro, you will still be a little bit slower than a spoon. Yes, because chopsticks just picks little by little, and this eventually takes a longer time than a spoon would. A spoon will definitely just scoop and you scoop and you scoop, and then before you know it, you've just eaten too much. Now suppose you are using chopsticks, you would take longer to eat your food, and then your brain would have time to send the message, your tummy would have time to send the message to the brain and say, hey, you're full. But whenever you're using a spoon, you just fill yourself up, and then you got full a long time ago, but your tummy didn't have time to send the message to the brain. So by the time the message is reaching there, you already passed your the amount of food you would have eaten. So I do agree that use of chopsticks kind of helps them. I'm not telling you to go buying chopsticks, but if you just want to go that extra step, then go ahead and just find chopsticks and just slow down your eating process. And I don't want to forget to mention that Chinese people love walking. I don't know if they love walking or it's just that China is really big, so the distance from one place to the other just kind of makes you walk a lot. But they are always walking, while unlike us foreigners, we just walk a little bit and we are just busy looking for taxis or Uber. You find they walk quite a lot. Like I've noticed a couple of times I've asked them, excuse me, where is the bank? And then they just tell me, oh, it's just right there, just walk, you're just gonna find it there. And then, oh my god, 2 hours I'm still walking, guys. Like, to them, they just kind of don't register a distance to be that long. Like for example, when I'm thinking it's 2 kilometers, like for them, they just see it as just maybe several hundred meters. Yes, they are also used to that habit of walking. And it's just today I was looking at my phone because we have this thing, it's some sort of WhatsApp but in China we use something called WeChat, and in it there's the app called Rerun. Yes, this kind of just helps you measure your steps, the steps you've walked during the day, which it usually gives you a notification once in a while. Like, yeah, it just sends it, and you just look, and wow, like I'm just looking here, and this one has gone, I don't know, 15,600 steps. Oh my god, like, oh wow, they have a large number of steps. And then comes here down the foreigners. If you look, my foreign friends, they will go, oh, some people even have 50 steps. Yes. Oh, oh my god, yes, these are my foreigners here. They just have their 70 steps, and here there's one person who's got 8 steps. Really, 8 steps. That means the person just didn't even go to the bathroom. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, when you see Chinese people are really active with their walking, and I think because of this, this definitely helps them lose some amount of weight. Now, the other thing I find quite interesting is they like to drink water or tea, while most of us, we are guilty of just drinking juice or just sodas or just any soft drink that comes your way. I don't know, it's just kind of refreshing. But for them, they're just happy with water, and especially green tea. This really works very well for them, because it's like the whole country has adjusted to this. So once you go to a restaurant, the first thing they do is to give you hot water. Yes, hot water or some leaves or whatever. Just don't ask questions, just drink it. Okay. Yes, I find this is good because it kind of just fills you up, especially right before meals, and at least you avoid drinking some of these very carbonated drinks that are just gonna make you worse. Now in China, they focus on this family style eating. You know, that means you have a lot of dishes on the table, and then you just kind of just bite on the one you want. I think this is quite helpful on losing weight, because instead of focusing on like finishing an entire bowl or a plate like the way we would do like in other countries, then here you only focus on finishing your little bowl of rice. Now, Chinese people like to have their 3 whole meals, and by 3 whole meals I mean have just a whole meal for breakfast, and then lunch and dinner. I mean it's a lot of eating, and sometimes when I look at them I just think, okay, if I just ate half of this, then I'll probably not be able to move. But think about it, when they have their whole meal, then that means they won't need to snack in between lunch breaks and dinner. No. Once they have it, they don't need to snack at all. Now, a lot of the weight we gain, if you look carefully, it comes from all the snackings. Okay, you've just grabbed a little cake here or some little chocolates. No. This doesn't happen here. So I find this quite helpful. And now, talking about the actual food that they eat, talking about cakes and chocolate and ice cream, sorry, this doesn't happen in their meals. No. Chinese people, for desserts, they usually have fruit, or they just end up with just some porridge, and this is probably some sweet potato or just something, but it's usually very, very healthy. While for us, every time we finish our meal, we just think that, okay, now it's time to grab our cakes and all that nicey things. No, that doesn't happen here. So that is something that I really admire about them. And another thing is, Chinese people love to have their soup. After their meals, you will see them having a very big bowl of soup. And I'm not kidding, guys. Normally when you walk to a restaurant and you just try to find a very, just a little amount of soup, you probably won't be served like that, because they usually just have them in huge bowls, like family-sized bowls. Yes, sometimes I've tried to get some soup for myself just because I want to feel cozy, or it's just one of these cold days that you just feel, oh, I need some soup. Yes, soup is really served in huge bowls here. And when they're not having their soups, they usually have some soupy noodles. You will find beef soupy noodles, and if you think about it, half of this bowl is just soup, and I mean, it just makes sense because you're just gonna eat half of the noodles and the rest is just water and yeah, whatever. So it's healthy, and at the same time it just fills you up, so you don't need to eat too much. So yes, this helps cut in some weight. Now, another thing is they love having fermented food. Now, I'm from Kenya, and I can tell you we just have like what, two types of anything that is fermented. That is just fermented milk, okay, not fermented milk, fermented porridge, and then we also have some yogurts. That's all. But in China there's just a lot of food that is fermented, and I can see their point because fermented food makes the gut healthy. It's really good in digestion. This way you can always get all those good bacteria, and with good digestion, then that will also automatically go with maintaining a healthy weight. So I do see their point. This is really useful to them. And here's a question for you. What is in your spice cabinet? I know you have a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of cumin here and there, some garlic, I don't know, whatever. But that is not enough. In China, they usually have a lot of spices and a lot of herbs. Yes, they just love to cook their food with a lot of spices. And you might just think, oh, this is just a little bit of spice. What has it to do with weight loss? I mean, no. Just imagine having spices your entire life. Now, what do spices do for you? Number one, they are usually able to kill down some craving, so you don't want to eat so much, or they are usually very good at boosting fat burning. So yes, spices really plays a big role in their weight loss. Now, another thing that I find very important here is Chinese people like to have their food fresh. I mean, unlike me, where I'll just cook and then for dinner I'm just gonna have my leftover. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go to the supermarket, stock my fridge for the whole month with frozen chicken nuggets, and then I'm just gonna get frozen peas. I mean, as much as I can, so I just don't have to go for shopping again. No, Chinese people don't like working like that. They like to just go buy their food fresh, come cook it, and then finish it. Yes, in fact, my nanny always doesn't understand what I'm doing. Like, I mean, what is your plan? Why are you not finishing the food up? Why are you not cooking again? She really doesn't understand. For them, food is special, and it's usually done in the right way. And yes, when I say special, it means they see food as some sort of medicine, and if you eat right, you're probably just gonna avoid a hospital visit. And talking about that, I've just remembered a little story. There was a time I was sick. Yes, for now, let me just say sick. No, but okay, the truth is I was pregnant and I had all these disease spells, and I think I was anemic. And my doctor took a paper and just wrote for me a prescription, and yes, I was just ready to go get my drugs or whatever, but of course my Chinese is really bad, so I just went to my friend and told her, hey, come on here, let's now help me translate, what exactly is this? Turns out the doctor had written eat spinach, eat dates, and there was black rice. I don't know. Oh my god, like for me it's like, really, I'm in a hospital. I would expect you to prescribe for me iron tablets or just anything to help me stand stable on the ground. But no, they will go for herbal medicine. They will just try to use all the fresh food around them before they can actually land to the final treatment of like the Western medicine. This is something I really find quite interesting that I should let you guys know. So guys, I'm so happy to be able to share with you these tips. I hope you find them useful. I mean, at least maybe they'll just give you somewhere to start. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? It's free. Yes. I really appreciate that you stopped by to watch. Thank you so much.